Lights, feasting and festivities. One of India's biggest and most resplendent festivals, Diwali, is here. On the show today, we'll bring you up close to all the fervour around Diwali celebrations across the country. I'm Samiksha Srivastava and this is Inside South Asia. Long-standing tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan have boiled over repeatedly this last few days and still remain on the brink. Both sides claim killings in border attacks running into several dozens. Bomb attacks in Kabul and other areas have even raised gory and havoc. It's the deadliest round of fighting between the neighbours in years, and despite peace efforts by several countries, fears are that this confrontation could spiral into something far bigger.
The gory aftermath of the alleged Pakistani strike in Kabul on Wednesday highlights again the plight of a people trapped in an increasingly bloody series of unending attacks. This one came hours after Pakistan's military said 2 assaults by Afghanistan's Taliban on major border posts in southwest and the northwest were repelled. Afghanistan blames Pakistan for starting the clash with light and heavy weapons. News reports say about 20 Taliban fighters were killed in attacks launched near Spin Boldak on the Afghan side of the frontier in South Kandahar province. Officials said fighting in Pakistan's border district of Orakzai killed 6 Pakistani paramilitary soldiers and injured many others. Late last week, there were strikes and clashes in Paktika and Kunar provinces on the Afghanistan side of the Durand Line border and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan on the Pakistani side. Afghanistan does not recognize this line. And once again, civilians bear the brunt of it. Afghan officials say 15 civilians living in border areas are dead and dozens injured, many homes have been destroyed, several border villages hit. Even beyond the deaths, borders have been closed, trade virtually stopped, relations have nosedived like never before. The anger builds.
When Pakistan attacked Afghanistan, the Ministry of Defense ordered our army, "You must respond to this attack." Then the Islamic fighters along the entire frontier from Iran's border to the Wakhan corridor launched a crushing counterstrike simultaneously.
Igniting the latest Pak-Afghan flare-up was this, the blast in Kabul's Abdul Haq Square near several government ministries on the 9th of October. A civilian market in Paktika province was also allegedly attacked. Pakistan claimed the strikes targeted Tehreek-e-Taliban-Pakistan or TTP and its leader Noor Wali Mehsood. Kabul called them an unprecedented violation of sovereignty and warned of consequences.
We do not want to attack or invade anyone, but if someone attacks us, we will respond in the same way that we did to the Soviet Union and that we did to the United States and NATO. So those who attack us, like the Soviet Union, the US or NATO, will also receive a crushing response.
At the heart of the conflict is Pakistan's long-standing accusation that the Afghan Taliban shelters fighters from the banned Tehreek-e-Taliban-Pakistan group. It emerged in 2007 following Pakistani military operations in the tribal areas and has since been involved in major terrorist attacks including the 2014 Peshawar school massacre. Pakistan says it was the TTP's October 7 ambush in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa which killed 11 soldiers. A recent UN report said Taliban officials have provided logistical support to TTP camps in Khost and Paktika, a charge Kabul denies. This tit-for-tat has made 2025 Pakistan's deadliest year yet, according to its own conflict monitoring body. There's also a wider geopolitical undercurrent. The border clashes come just as Afghanistan's Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi visited New Delhi, the first senior Taliban leader to visit India since the group's takeover in 2021. India has announced reopening its Kabul embassy and is exploring trade and connectivity through Iran's Chabahar port. The timing of the visit and the violence has raised eyebrows in Islamabad. Muttaqi says his government is ready to take on Pakistan if it has to.
We have brought peace to Afghanistan and want peace with everyone. All issues should be resolved peacefully through conversation, and if someone doesn't resolve it like that, then Afghanistan has the capability to defend itself.
The heat between the two piles up further amid Pakistan's expulsion of Afghan refugees. Tensions on that front are said to have had a role in the armed border skirmishes. And as both sides trade fire and accusations, the fear is real that this fragile frontier could turn into South Asia's next major flashpoint.
India and Afghanistan, once distant after the Taliban's takeover, are now back in diplomatic talks. A groundbreaking 8-day visit by Afghanistan's Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi that wound up earlier this week marks a major shift. It's the first high-level engagement between New Delhi and Kabul since the Taliban came to power in 2021. And this time, India has decided to engage pragmatically. Topping new strategic equations, India announced it will upgrade its technical mission in Kabul to a full-fledged embassy, a move seen as restoring its diplomatic foothold lost after 2021. For Afghanistan, the visit is a vital step to break diplomatic isolation and attract investment. Its economy is on the brink. India, a trusted development partner, offers both aid and opportunity. Muttaqi has assured New Delhi that Afghan soil will not be used against India's interests. That's crucial given Afghanistan's past links to terror outfits like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. On economics and people-to-people ties, both sides have agreed to strengthen India-Afghanistan air freight corridor, expand visas and deepen cooperation in health, sports, education. Muttaqi even invited Indian investment in Afghanistan's mineral-rich mining sector. Engaging with the Taliban gives India access to Central Asia's markets, long blocked by Pakistan, and protects billions in development projects already invested. The visit marks a strategic pivot. While Pakistan's bond with the Taliban frays, India steps in cautiously but firmly. Its diplomacy shaped not by ideology but by security and opportunity. Pakistan's Afghanistan conundrum is just one end of its troubles. Massive unrest has engulfed Pakistan's Punjab region after police shot dead several activists of the religious party Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan or TLP due to its protests on the country's pro-US Gaza policy. Cities like Lahore, Rawalpindi and even Islamabad are on edge with violence, internet shutdowns and a total media blackout imposed. The government faces one of the most serious internal challenges in years, one that cuts deep into Pakistan's political fault lines.
Flames, tear gas clouds and chants of defiance. That was the scene in Muridke on Tuesday. Punjab police stormed through TLP protest camps, firing tear gas and charging demonstrators with batons. Security forces say the operation was meant to clear the route to Islamabad, but within hours it turned into a deadly standoff. Officials report 3 protesters dead in police firing. 1 policeman was also killed. But local media and witnesses claim the death toll is far higher, as many as 15. The TLP claims 250 of its supporters are dead and more than 1,500 injured since the latest crackdown began.
Their death won't go in vain. I don't want to say anything to the government. What should we say? Our own people betrayed us.
The Tehreek-e-Taliban-Pakistan is a hardline Sunni movement. It first rose to prominence demanding the death penalty for blasphemy offenders. Now it's mobilizing thousands, lashing out at the government for endorsing the Gaza peace deal, calling it an embarrassment for Pakistan. Led by its firebrand cleric Saad Hussain Rizvi, the TLP began marching from Lahore towards the capital last week, part of its long march for Gaza. At every stop, Tehreek-e-Labbaik Pakistan workers have clashed with police. Lahore saw the first wave of violence on October 11th. 11 protesters were said to have been killed there. Dozens of officers were injured. Pak government officials accuse the group of exploiting the Gaza crisis for political mileage and say no state can allow mobs to use religion as a weapon. Interior Minister Talal Chaudhry said the TLP is misusing the Gaza conflict for political gain. We will not tolerate violence or coercion by any organization. Authorities have detained over 200 TLP activists under preventive public order laws. Mobile networks cut off since the weekend have been partially restored around Rawalpindi and Islamabad. It's not just about Gaza anymore. It's a test for Pakistan's domestic stability, balancing religious passion with law and order. The same TLP once used by Pakistan's powerful establishment as a domestic pressure tool is now turning against it hard. What began as a religious protest has spiraled into a full-blown political confrontation, revealing the blowback of Pakistan's years of tolerating and cultivating hardline groups.
In a landmark public health achievement, the Maldives, renowned the world over for its picture-perfect views, has been validated by the World Health Organization for eliminating mother-to-child transmission or EMTCT of hepatitis B while maintaining its earlier validation in 2019 for EMTCT of HIV and syphilis. Our next report brings you the details.
In what has been dubbed as a historic milestone, the Indian Ocean archipelago of about 1,200 islands and 26 atolls, the Maldives has become the world's first country to achieve triple elimination of mother-to-child transmission of HIV, syphilis and hepatitis B, lavishing praise. On this unique distinction, the World Health Organization Director General, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said, and I quote, "Maldives has shown that with strong political will and sustained investment in maternal and child health, elimination of mother-to-child transmission of these deadly diseases and the suffering they bring is possible. This historic milestone provides hope and inspiration for countries everywhere working towards the same goal. It is to be noted that mother-to-child transmission lead to infections that affect millions across the world. According to the World Health Organization, in the Southeast Asia region alone, provisional estimates indicate that last year, more than 23,000 pregnant women had syphilis and over 8,000 infants were born with congenital syphilis. In addition to this, about 25,000 HIV-positive pregnant women required treatment to prevent transmission to their babies, while hepatitis B continues to affect more than 42 million people in the region. Given such a dismal scenario, what measures did the Maldives take to achieve this historic validation? Over the years, the Maldives has built an integrated and comprehensive approach to maternal and child health. More than 95% of pregnant women receive antenatal care, with nearly universal testing for HIV, syphilis and hepatitis B. In addition to this, the country also has a strong immunization system, with over 95% of newborns consistently receiving a timely dose of hepatitis B birth dose and full vaccine coverage, which protects infants from lifelong infection. The significant milestone is also due to strong partnerships between the government, private health providers, civil society, and international partners, working together on screening, services, outreach, and technical support. Supported by strong policies and investment of over 10% of GDP in health, Maldives' achievement is a testament to its unwavering commitment towards universal health coverage to provide quality and equitable care across its dispersed islands to all, including migrants.
And here's a look at what else is making news in our Inside South Asia wrap.
A candlelight vigil was held in honor of Bipin Joshi, Nepal's lone hostage killed in Gaza. Nepali authorities on Tuesday confirmed that Joshi was among the first 4 bodies returned by Hamas on the 13th of October. A student in agriculture, Joshi was part of a Nepali group that had arrived in Israel 3 weeks before the October 7, 2023 attack under an exchange program.
The Wildlife Institute of India released the first ever DNA-based synchronous estimation of elephants across the country. Compared to the last All India estimate in 2017, the jumbo population has dropped by 4,065 or 17%. India's wild elephant population is now at 22,446, lower than the 2017 figure of 27,312. The government released the long-delayed report on Tuesday, nearly 4 years after the survey began in 2021. Officials said the delay was due to the complex genetic analysis and data validation involved in the exercise.
Bhutan has become the first country in the world to run its national identity system fully on Ethereum. The Bhutan NDI is designed to give every citizen a digital version of their identity, one that can be used online to access services like banking, healthcare, and education. But unlike traditional systems where your data is stored by the government or big tech companies, this system gives control directly to the citizens. Simply put, Bhutanese people can verify who they are without giving away their private information. The Himalayan kingdom is expecting to wrap up the migration of all citizen credentials by the first quarter of 2026.
An ingenious initiative of floating boat schools is transforming access to primary education for thousands of children in Bangladesh who are otherwise cut off by floods every year. Let's take you to the Chalan Beel Basin, which is a flood-prone region in the western part of the country.
A pioneering effort that is not only keeping education afloat but also fueling long-term change. These are the floating boat schools of Bangladesh. A prime example of resilience in the country's climate-vulnerable communities. Operated by a non-profit organization, these solar-powered boat schools navigate from village to village, providing uninterrupted education throughout the year, even during the monsoon season when conventional schools shut down due to connectivity issues. 10-year-old Safiqul Islam, a third grader from Bhangura village, is one of over 2,200 students currently enrolled in 26 such boat schools across the basin region. For Safiqul and his friends scattered across submerged villages, the floating school is not just a place to learn math and rhymes. It is where lifelong friendships are forged.
I have learnt a lot in the class today. I learned the times table, addition and subtraction, a few rhymes, and the cause of fire. Interesting read indeed. My friends are scattered across the basin. Rahib lives in one village, Abdullah in another, and Bashar and Ahad in a third. Without this floating school, I would never have been able to form these friendships.
For many families in the basin region, these floating schools are a lifeline for the next generation. An opportunity that wasn't available to them before. A change they fervently hope will make their children successful.
We never had the opportunity to study as schools were far away in our time. As the boat school is very convenient, that's why we can send my son to get educated. Hope he will become successful someday.
Such has been the resounding success of this floating school model that it has garnered global attention and has been replicated across the world in Nigeria, the Philippines and Cambodia, to name a few countries. The initiative has been nominated for this year's prestigious UNESCO Confucius Prize for Literacy, which honors outstanding achievements in education, particularly in rural literacy. But this innovative system that turns a boat into a mobile classroom would not have turned out to be a massive success if not for dedicated teachers like Sakina Khatun, who has taught children in the boat school for 13 years and who ensures that classes continue without interruption.
I've been teaching in this school for the past 13 years. I heard a lot of countries like ours have adopted and developed this school model. I am very happy to be a part of it. Our classes are continuous despite the rough weather and floods every year. We are never closed. That's why the parents love our school.
Founded by Muhammad Rezwan, who himself was born and raised in Chalan Beel, has helped in lifting thousands of families out of poverty. With over 22,500 students passing from the school since the early 2000s, many have gone to higher education and professional careers.
Our Chalan Beel region gets submerged during monsoon, forcing all the schools to close. But these boat schools are never closed, even during the flood. We operate round the year, even in the dry season. We operate in the river.
In a flood-prone country like Bangladesh, what these boat schools are keeping afloat is not just education, but hope itself.
Well, it's that time of the year when the world celebrates the triumph of light over darkness, of good over evil. I'm talking about Diwali. As we wrap up, here's a look at this year's Diwali preparations. From New Delhi to Mumbai, the Festival of Light binds everyone. I'm Samiksha Srivastava and we'll see you next week. A very happy Diwali to all of you.
और कर गयो कौल अनेक अरगिणता
We are here at Dastaka, the Festival of Lights in New Delhi, and as Diwali is just around the corner, this platform is a vibrant celebration of all traditional crafts from across the country under one roof. We have artisans who have come in to showcase their talent, skill and centuries-old stories. We have intricate jewelry, hand-woven textiles, clay diyas, you name it. And the moment you walk in this place, you know, it truly feels like a celebration of culture, creativity and craft. Ishwar Singh with us, who's come all the way from Rajasthan with these beautifully handcrafted terracotta lamps of all shapes and sizes, and they've been doing this work for 15 generations in their family.
ये अभी मौसम है दिवाली का और सबसे बड़ा त्यौहार हम मानते हैं, तो उसमें हम लैंप्स लेकर आए हैं। परंपराओं को हमने संजोया है और नए क्राफ्ट्स के साथ हम लोग आए हैं। सबसे ज़्यादा दियों की खरीदारी करते हैं और मैं यही कहना चाहूँगा कि इस बार इको फ्रेंडली दिवाली मनाएं, जिसमें मिट्टी से बने हुए दीपक, मिट्टी से बने हुए गणपति को ही पूजें, अपने लोकल क्राफ्ट को प्रमोट करें।
It's not just a shopping destination, it's an experience. Families walk together, explore handmade wonders, and discover the joy of sustainable living too.
I've been coming here every year and every season, in fact, because they put up melas. They have winter melas, they have spring melas, autumn, and they provide stuff for the season, for the home. And the stuff that you get here, you don't get anywhere else.
The fever of Diwali is already seen on the ground, with people thronging the markets in huge numbers to do their last-minute Diwali shopping.
Absolute madness, absolute chaos, last-minute glitches and delivery issues and lot of stuff.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening, as we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch.
The stress of our world can take a toll on our physical and emotional health. Here, in New York's Catskill Mountains, lies a luxurious place of healing called WION Wellness Center. The WION Wellness Center provides 500,000 square feet of natural methods to